Maybe someone sent you a fruit basket.
Yeah, and then they wrote the word bitch on a banana in an empowering way. Like, bitch. Okay, it's on.
Samantha.
A black woman speaks truth and society loses its mind.
You don't believe that people should hear a progressive message about race from a white person.
That's not why you're doing this. You're just doing it to get back at me.
Hey. I was gonna meet,
We don't fuck with lies.
I'm not a white nationalist.
You want a cookie or something? Baldwin said to be a Negro and relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all the time.
Damn, Alec Baldwin was a genius.
Oh, hell.
Isn't this campus polarized enough? Somebody's got to keep the peace.
This is Winchester. We gotta do better.
Is this a movement or a primal scream?
Both.
We can't even get through a discussion without it devolving into a Maury Povich DNA reveal.
I know that look.
There is this guy.
Is this a relationship or still just a penetration ship?
Hey, girl. Wow. Wow. You gonna get that?
The African American.
The White Whisperer.
Che Guevara at Fashion Week. What? The black guy in a white sitcom.
The mean gay dude who's all get it, girl. Sorry, not sorry.
The filmmaker behind Am I Racist?
Agatha Shifty.
The cat lady with no cats.
Kirkland's Signature. And Coulter.
Peace.
I'ma hit you back in a minute.
That back and forth was so good, I felt like Shonda Rhimes wrote us.
I was thinking that the whole time, but I didn't think I could say it.
Apparently,
it
right?
does make you racist.
And it will get you canceled.
Ambient makes you racist. You're like, damn, I'm having such a hard time going to sleep.
I need some racism.
Fuck these niggas.
It's just something about a good dose of racism.
Put you to sleep, just like great granddaddy used to do.
Yeah, man.
He lived to a sharp 59.
All that racism, you know, sometimes it clogs up. You gotta let it out every so often.
I keep on telling y'all, racism is full of salt.
If your arteries are clogged from racism, you need to let it out.
Let
the hate out your heart.
Let it out your heart. It's good. Hate
but
is
don't
good.
bring it over here because we're gonna.
And then when black people take it, they're gonna be like, "Wait, they don't do nothing. It's not working."
And they'll be like, "Hold on."
It might give us white privilege for
this
like
is heroin,
5 seconds.
Y'all. This black people like, this is heroin. Y'all didn't give it a new name for heroin. What is this?
So you were saying off mic you don't like the Joel episode.
All right, hell no.
Damn.
All right, because the thing is, I love Joelle.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like I wanted her episode to be more than about finding love or finding like the appreciation of who she is from this Hotep ass nigga. Even if he wasn't a Hotep ass nigga, if he wound up being a good nigga at the end, I still was like, man, I want more about Joelle's life. I want to know what's going on in her personal family, who her parents is. I want to know how she's gonna go and take over. I wanted her to have more of a win than winning over this Hotep. I wanted her to have like her own show, or she becomes captain or something, or maybe leader of fucking BC.
That's a lot for one episode though, dog. This episode packed like Joelle. We learned everything about Joelle in that episode, and they everything about her past that they want, about Joelle. So I think it was just one of those. This introductory. The next Joelle episode we might get all that, but this is her first one. So I think they tried,
So that's why I feel like they was gonna stretch it for the second one.
And they picking up seeds because remember they already planted seeds that she got this crush with Reggie. So part of that wasn't just about her falling in love with the Hotep nigga. It's the fact that she's not appreciated because that's what they were setting up with Sam. She keeps getting cut off with Reggie. He loves Sam. You dig? Everything is she don't have nothing for herself. Right. So I feel like they gave her we got to see her in class. We got to see that she's so smart. We got to see a nigga really interested in her because she even spoke about her insecurity that
she always feel like she's
in Sam's shadow. So I understand what you're saying. I feel you, but I think it's you love Joe, so you try to see Mo, and I'm like I feel like we gonna get more in the future, but they want to establish it.
Get this man a stand shirt because he's a stand.
Joel.
And Joe Stan.
He's a Joe Stan.
I fuck with him because I want to know more about a lot of these characters, dude. Honestly, these are some well-written characters. So
like
I want.
Reggie said his dad was a Black Panther.
Reggie.
Yeah.
Reggie dad was a Panther.
Yeah, like I was like, damn, son.
And that gives you more, and that makes you understand Reggie a lot more.
It does. It gives you a whole new context as to why he feels the way he feels and why he feels so intensely about certain things.
Right. He's really trying to live up.
Coco's mama.
I want to know more about. I said so many. I want more Coco. I want
Coco's
so more.
whole upbringing is so interesting.
Yeah.
And also gives her character so many different levels that I'm ready for them to peel back.
And
I was like,
I know this back every now and then.
I know this girl that like come from this like ghetto kind of upbringing or like impoverished hood upbringing, and they're like the total opposite in the
And she
college.
went to private school because they pooled all their money together so she could go to these private schools so she can be great. And she knew it. Like, it's almost just like her and Troy are really interesting mirrors. But because she had to learn the right way to, be top notch, to, excel. Even though her people, you hear her mom got all these kids she taking care of. You already know she says she come from impoverished area.
Now, Joelle, funny enough, doesn't come from impoverished areas.
She's a Huxtable.
Yeah, she comes from the Huxtable life. But I still want it to be like, I want
No,
her
I'm
to
gonna leave that joke alone.
Yeah, leave it be. Leave it there.
Don't do it.
Leave it
No,
there.
stop it.
Leave it there with the pudding pops and leave it there with the coffee.
We're already here. You brought it there.
Anyway,
You brought it there.
but no, I'm gonna say I hear you.
He did.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna hear you on the Joel episode, but I don't think there's a reason to not like that bitch.
I mean, it's not that I don't like it. I would just
You
like,
just said you don't like it.
Because out of all of them, I was just like, I don't like it because I wanted more. But I mean, it's a great episode. No, like all this shit is beast, so you
Yeah.
can't not like it. But it's like
he said, ain't none of it bad.
Fuck. You're like, oh, but you'd be like, man, but you have you little bitch ass nigga. I felt like he was gonna be a bitch ass nigga when I first saw him because it was like this nigga popping up too good. What's up?
I mean, he said subtle things. When we
Before he even said the
when we
subtle
did the
things.
review, I mean, he did subtle things that kind of hinted that wait a minute, something ain't right about you.
And her moment, like when she stands up, when she puts Sam aside and speaks. And, like,
That was a great speech.
That was a great
it
speech.
was.
But fuck, I wish it was.
And she took the title. She took
You know
took
what?
this
This
the
is
shine.
for season 3 to lead in because who knows, she
Yeah.
might be the leader of something next year.
And now we don't
Might
gotta
even be
go
core.
through.
Might even be core.
And now maybe and now
her
her
Sam.
versus Coco.
Her versus Sam.
I thought your girl was over core.
Sam is a BSU.
You didn't see in the end, man.
No, this ain't the
But I
end.
say Coco.
Oh, what I say?
No, Coco's over core where we
No,
are.
she's over there now.
I'm playing.
But I feel like something's gonna happen. Where
Sam is BSU. That's what I say. Like, it would be interesting if Joel went for Coco's spot. But I get you saying Sam versus Joel. But that would still, if Joel got core, it would still be Sam versus Joel because Sam got BSU.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
So either way it go, it's gonna be interesting going in the future. But I feel like this is her first episode. This is the one. Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
And Reggie stood up for her. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Give it a look at the end too.
Yeah, but Reggie don't know what he want. He just know he in love with Sam, but he loves his. He has a great friendship with Joel. Like
I don't know.
he-
'Cause in his episode, he
he was jealous of Hotep, man. I say that.
Not only was he jealous, but even in his episode, he was like when he took her to the thing, and that's when he was banging all on like white chicks and shit.
Yeah.
And she was like singing to him, and like how he told her like working on things, building.
Yeah.
He was saying like a joke, but I think he was at the time digging her.
I feel like he has an interest, but it's not like how you feel for Sam.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the ending of season 1 opened his eyes up to Joel.
That's what we thought, but then in here he's still stuck on Sam this season. Because at the end of season 1, it felt like he was gonna give Joel a shot for real. That's what it seemed like it was going. They was watching a movie together. They looked like it was cozy. But as we go into this season, it seems like they're like closer friends. They flirt. Like you said, there's a spark. But as soon as somebody bring up Sam,
Yeah, he still has that lingering love and sort of like.
Well, he did just smash Sam a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
he
saying?
did.
So
Would
he
you
been
like to
wanting to
come
do
inside
boys.
for sexual intercourse?
And
No, I have a boyfriend.
And
I
from this
must go
episode,
to him now.
like,
on the other hand, sexual intercourse does sound good.
haven't had black dick in a while.
right.
Right.
Real dark meat. But no, like straight up, man. This nigga had the love of his life, man. Like he got with that. So I mean, but he ain't too stuck on it.
Yes, he is.
He's stuck on it.
I feel like
when you bring Sam up to him, he just gets weird.
He's waiting.
Yeah,
He's
but
internalizing it, but trust me.
I think that's a piece of his depression that was all around.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away from the fact that he digs Sam more than Joel, even
Oh,
though he
hell
liked
yeah.
Joel. That's
Hell
all
yeah.
I'm saying. I just wish, like, it's almost one of those things where if he ends up with Joel at the end, that's cool. Even though I'm still rooting for him to get with Sam, that's cool if he get with Joel. Or it'll be cool if Joel got with somebody completely different. Because the thing is, this cast is so deep. She might could get with Al. You never know what pop up. My African brother, they hinted that in the Joel episode that he got a little thing for her, and that might be cool if Rashid got with her.
Well played.
You hear me? Rashid and Joel, and then Sam and Reggie, maybe something like that. Who knows? But we're supposed to be talking about Volume 2, Episode 7, the Troy episode.
One of my favorite episodes.
The Troy episode, son. I was wondering throughout this whole season, like, when my nigga gonna get episode? Because he's been in every other episode. They've been peppering him in some way. We've been watching the fall of Troy. You hear me? Just all throughout the season.
Troy is not the same nigga from season 1.
No.
Nah, totally different.
No.
When he broke that window, he broke himself.
Dude, it became a whole nother thing,
I'm
dog.
glad.
The awakening of Troy has been very, very interesting. But before we get into it, any initial thoughts on this episode?
I love when this episode opens up. There's a line by the narrator about.
We ain't getting this episode. Initial thoughts.
Initial thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. I like this episode because you fucked up my thought. I like this episode, and I like Troy, and I like how Troy is finding himself, and we're gonna see more of that now.
Real.
Yeah.
Real. Anybody else?
One of my favorite episodes. Really kind of dug the journey of Troy and the downfall.
Marty's in the building. Hi, Marty is in the building.
Hi, Marty's here.
Hey, Marty.
Hey.
Hi.
It's happening.
Really?
Man, Marty's in the same place as Troy this episode. Hell yeah. That's working.
Fucking Mondays, man, right? Anybody's got the
What
notes
Mondays?
to professors.
That's what Troy talking about. He said,
oh, yeah, right.
Stupid
I
ass.
slept late as food.
So
But,
go ahead.
love it. No, just saying, no, really dug this
I
episode.
don't need to see your nipples.
That's Reggie, right?
He said, why you gotta see your abs? He
Tell me
said,
about your Monday.
Yeah. But yeah, just dug it, that's all.
Man, my initial thoughts going in was that I was just glad to see, like you said, Troy get his episode because somewhere I kind of rode with Troy throughout the first one, and in the second one, throughout these episodes, I'm looking like, dog, Troy is really a down to earth dude. Like he been smoking weed, he been chilling, he do like fucking, like he just like an average ass nigga I know around the block who just kind of lost.
I'm
like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's just trying to live up to what his dad put in him.
But he's lost because he's not that nigga look like, you know what I'm saying? That's what these episodes keep showing, like, because he's just so fucking relaxed with these sweaters and shit. He don't even care about his appearance no more. He got a beard now.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. You've been watching it. Like, they've been peppering it
like,
nicely.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at him like, okay.
In the periphery.
Right. Like, so this episode got to be, like, about who you really are. It got to be. Because the thing is, what else can we say about you? We already know that you're fucking, your dad's the dean. And you had a core.
Oh, he was Troy Obama. He was that nigga. You feel me? I remember watching that episode in season 1 where he could do all things. The Asian dude, he did the dumpling. He's like, what can this man not do? You feel me? Like, Troy was like, to see that he was like, seriously, the black Superman. You hear me? To being what he just fall from grace. They well played. This was like, he may be my favorite character because it always changed between him, Sam, and Reggie for me. You dig? So like,
Lionel is up in my top 3.
That's what's up. Lionel's a great. Like, also, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong on this show.
Also, in the notion,
and Coco. Like, I just love so many of them.
I relate because all of us at one point or another has had these standards or these expectations that we're supposed to live up to that aren't exactly us, you know. So and you get that as somebody who's black, somebody who is well educated, somebody, like I said, who is just fucking upwardly mobile. Oh, because you graduated college, you need to be like this, or you have to be like that.
Yes.
Or, and you're like, I don't. You spent so much time telling me what the fuck I'm supposed to be. I have no fucking idea who the hell I am. So sometimes you just gotta figure that shit out. And you get that with Troy. You also get it with Lionel, because Lionel is not the exact same person he was.
He's also
from
trying
the
to
movie.
find himself.
He's like I said, he's far detached. So
it's really feeling like it's really sexy. Hold on. It's really feeling like many of these characters are trying to figure themselves out in every one of their episodes. Because Reggie's lost in his episode; he's trying to get it together. Joelle's trying to find where she fits. He's trying to get her shit together. You look at Lionel, all of Lionel's episodes, since he's the furthest behind when it comes to just being acclimated. They give him, like you see all of his episodes as he tries to find himself. Who else is in Coco? That was a big Coco had together, but then they pulled her down fast. Yeah. And so she was trying to maneuver herself. So a lot of this is about identity. Is what we're starting to see.
What essentially college is about.
Really,
because who we were, no matter what college you may have gone to, you weren't the same person on freshman year that you were when you graduated.
You better not be.
Yeah, I would hope not.
Which is why it's hilarious to see that juxtaposition in this episode with Reggie and Troy as freshmen, and how earnest and young, and it's just a different. It's a different dichotomy, definitely.
It's especially considering both of these Negroes are around our age.
In real life?
Yeah.
Word?
I'm going to try to get on this show, goddamn it.
Marky Richardson is the same age as most of us. He was born like
but they're not casting, because is there any new person in this season? Nope.
You could be a villain.
I don't think so.
I see.
You could be a villain or somebody who comes to fuck up the balance or a transfer student or something like
Well,
that. I've thought about all of this because I'm like, I want to,
Random thought.
She said, I've already been thinking about it. I've been plotting my course.
Thought about it.
I'm going to replace that.
How could a new person get on this show? What would make sense?
How can I inception myself?
Right.
Random thought. The Hotep was played by the brother of Stephen James.
Who's that?
Who played Jesse Owens in Race.
I didn't see Race.
Okay.
I didn't see Race.
Well, nobody else did either.
Yeah, I know. They didn't. I told you.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, man.
It was
nobody else did either.
Yeah.
So much for that.
You need to keep that brain ready for us when we come at your ass on 6 Degrees of Black Panther, if you ever send us anybody. Ha! We're going to come to that another time. Right. Anyway, so let's get into Dear White People, Volume 2, Episode 7. Shouts out to the Troy episode. Wait. What was the thing? Oh yeah, you're right. We should do intros because technically we haven't introduced ourselves. Because this is a different episode. Yeah, this
brand new day.
Whoop-de-woo. This is that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford. You can find me on all your social media platforms at Mr. Bats. Spell it out. That Mr. at that. Oh, you ain't gonna find me. And I'm here with reviewing that crew. You heard me? So
what's that?
Niggas, let them know who you is. Who you are.
I'm a lady nigga, and my
lady
name is
nigga.
J.Steel. And you can find me on Instagram at @IamJSteel_. You can also find me on The Misbelief Radio Show, TheMisbelief.podbean.com. And you can also find me on Instagram as @FatGirlNola because that's also who I am. I'm the alt ivy of food without the racism.
Just all the seasoning.
Get it, girl. Eat it or don't eat it, girl.
You can
shit unseasoned.
Wow. It's your favorite host, Marty, here. You can find me MartyEdwards504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. Also go to lowrainpictures.com where I co-host the show with the guy that's sitting to my right called Marty. I'm sorry.
Nah, that's your name.
All right.
I told you.
Marty.
My name is MartyEdwards, and these are the Temptations.
Marty, I think you need a weed translator.
I do.
Marty needs a weed translator, yo.
I do.
I think it's apropos that one of us are.
Called Marty.
I think it's apropos that one of us are where Troy is in this episode.
It is.
Great.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That's great. Well, I've dove into the deep end of the pool.
Your30 with Marty and the Arrogant Observer.
Is that what it's called?
Yes, that's what it's called.
Are you sure that's what it's called?
Where he shares the stage with me.
Are you sure I share it?
Lawrence Weber, your Arrogant Observer. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. That is Soulboy30. Check me out on Snapchat. That's LWeber584 if you care about Snapchat anymore. And check me out on ArrogantObserversRants.blogspot.com where the cat has charged his iPad and he's ready to go.
I feel that.
I say, wow. It's your boy, Alpha Joe, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the roux. And if you're out in the streets and you're looking for me, you can find me on these nuts. All right, we up in the...
Is that a masturbation joke?
What?
Keep going.
Who knows?
All right.
Masturbate.
Yeah.
Master that shit.
It's good for you.
Okay.
Well...
He said...
When you master something, you gotta put like 10,000 hours in.
Yeah. Now you going real deep with this right now.
Like close to that at least.
You just said, all I was saying, you said you can find me on these nuts. I was like, which nuts?
On the nuts?
Your nuts?
These, everyone?
Several nuts?
Several nuts.
Are these community
All
nuts?
of the nuts?
Whose nuts are these exactly?
Sexually liberated nuts?
Whose nuts are these?
The Gabby's nuts.
I knew she was going to say that.
He started.
These nuts are your nuts. These nuts are my nuts.
It's amazing, but I want to complain so bad right now.
You've got to stop.
Leave
I'm
Gabby.
so done with the both of you.
You caught up on Black Lightning?
Not yet.
But you know what the fuck they talking about right now, right?
You know, I never liked that guy's voice in any acting thing.
Because I was like, James Remar alone.
Because I was like, dog, you always sound like you need to have a harder Western voice than you have.
Dude.
Bro, finish with your intro. Come on, let's keep it moving. Leave Gamby alone. Come on. We still...
The white Anita Baker.
Black Lightning Season 2 is coming, guys. And we're going to be here for it.
Yes, we will. And we all the Gamby tears.
The white Anita Baker.
And we here, we in this bitch for reviewing Them Dere White People, episode 7. Troy, my nigga.
Reviewing Them Dere White People, episode 7. And once again, if you want to be in on the in jokes of the Reviewing That crew, please go back and go check out our Reviewing That Lightning, where we went in on an entire season of Reviewing That Lightning, Black Lightning, and it was fun. It was great, and you know. There's certain characters that certain people on this cast just love to hate on and mimic and be assholes about.
Let me ask y'all one quick question before we get into Dear White People about Black Lightning.
I have a question.
Why do you have to ask so many questions? I just want to talk to you, Joe.
Why would you want to know?
Why are you doing this?
You kind of sound like the guy from Clear.
You don't understand, Joe.
Okay. Is this Gambi or is this Teddy Perkins? Is this Gambi or Teddy Perkins? Because it's going to Teddy Perkins. It's going to Big Teddy, baby. You have no idea.
Oh my God.
No, you can't.
I think that they should merge those two characters.
Gambi Perkins.
Black Lightning.
It have that be the person that started the order.
Use the suit. No, you can't.
No, you can't. Now, look here, Gambi Perkins. I know how to use my lightning. You have no idea. Where you taking me now? This is where my dad is kept. He said, with great sacrifice. I don't know nothing about sacrifice. With great sacrifice comes great. What he said? What was it? Great with sacrifice.
Great sacrifice comes much pain.
Much pain, goddamn.
I'm so done with the all.
I didn't start it.
Because all I can think about is that gross ass egg.
This is an owl's casket. Would you like some?
Soft-boiled ostrich egg.
This is soft-boiled ostrich egg.
You know, bring some water.
Wash your hands immediately.
Well, back to my original question.
I still have to ask you, Teddy Perkins. Why did you have to record to remind yourself to wash your hands?
That nigga was so weird.
Immediately.
It was urgent too. So like immediately.
So, if you gotta stop.
Oh God, I can't.
What you saying, Joe?
I'm still mad at that shit. This nigga look like a white man's penis.
he looked like what's under the scalp.
Under the scalp.
Shouts out to you down the glove. You should get an Emmy. What you saying, Joe?
To the original question of Black Lightning.
What about it?
Some people say that they got everything right about it that Luke Cage didn't.
Ooh.
How do y'all feel about that?
Who said that? That's shade. I didn't finish Luke Cage, so I don't know. That's
I-
two very different types. That's two very different. The way they're written, they're very different.
I felt like
style is though similar because, like I said, when it comes to Luke Cage, it's blatantly blaxploitation. Like in your face, like hitting you in the jaw.
From the music to the lighting, even the shots. It's
Black Lightning has elements of that in there, and that's gonna come with having a fucking black hero. Period.
Yeah, especially since most of those heroes came out in that era.
Yeah. So I mean, there's some similarities, but not much. Not much at all.
And I think that Luke Cage was hitting at all cylinders up until Cottonmouth had to exit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like everything was hitting for me. Then after Cottonmouth's exit, Diamondback was super blaxploitation villain, but everything else was way more grounded than him.
Remember that kind of happened where old boy kind of went away for a little bit, and then it was kind of up in the air.
Who?
And then,
Oh boy, who? What you talking
about? Damn it.
Hi, Marty. What's going on?
Oh shoot, Tobias.
Okay.
Sorry. When Tobias went away, the same way, like when Cottonmouth went away.
Yeah.
It kind of had like a little moment where it was kind of up in the air.
To a certain degree, but I fuck with Tattoo Man. I fuck with him too. I love him, son. So
I know. Yeah, I love the actor. I know.
Both Tobias and Tattoo Man carry the weight of a villain in a show. You know what I'm saying? Like Diamondback was old. He did not match Cottonmouth. He did not match Cottonmouth, dog.
And I'm looking for your car. Have you ever read the Bible, Carl?
That's how that nigga sound for real. Going with that dude that's about to fight him in this new season from that trailer. Look like it's going down. Oh, God.
He's not about the shit.
She really says me, I don't give a fuck.
Right. I'm excited about this guy, but yes.
You the toughest nigga? Now moi.
Now moi. So let's okay. Now we about to get into reviewing them there white people. We had so many segues, y'all. Chapter 7, the Troy episode. Okay, so it starts with a flashback on who Troy used to be. They speak about, how he had the finger waves, how he was trying to be loved by everyone. And it goes basically up until he shatters that glass in the perennial moment that gives him his newfound spiral in a way.
Yeah. And he has a moment with his dad where he basically starts running into him. I'm sorry about everything. You know, he figures he's going to get suspended. So he's basically apologizing to his dad saying, well, I guess I'll come back next year.
He happy
Maybe
to
I'll
go.
go try
Yeah. He's like, I'll go to Europe, South America. Look.
And it's funny, as sincere as he is, you can tell that there's a piece of him that's like, okay, maybe this will give me a break to get the fuck away. Because you kind of start to see the internal battle of who my dad, my legacy versus my liberation, which is something that they say in the very beginning that I fucks with. So,
and we move into
this is a flashback from what's this guy's name? The first black guy to attend
what's his school
called? I can't.
What's the school called?
No, this is still Winchester.
Winchester. That's what I'm saying. Winchester. You know what I'm asking? What's the name of the school? Winchester. Anyway.
And then, so they're talking
and then we talk about how he started.
How his dad started, like
the legacy program, the idea of legacy to keep the legacy pure white.
Of getting black people in this goddamn institution as much as possible.
Basically. Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna get to George Snapchat naked.
And it completely goes against what we get next, like you said, which is him in bed, fine as fuck, with his beard and his hair growing out, and he's basically on there like, hey, motherfuckers, I'm late as fuck for class, who got the notes? So, yeah.
On to chapter 7.
Sounds like somebody else on social media that we all know.
Oh, shade. Ooh.
Oh, I'm lost.
Ooh, me too.
I was naked on Snapchat.
I received it.
Who's naked?
Who's always naked on Snapchat?
Oh, Raheem is always naked, period. He's just a naked one.
That's not
Raheem.
what I'm talking about.
Who's naked? Who?
Chris.
Oh, Chris. You're right. This does remind me of Chris. I'll shout him out. Chris is always naked on Snapchat.
Constantly.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna see your ass.
Yeah. No. I'm not gonna lie. You remind. No, I thought of Chris when I watched this the second time. Funny enough. That's funny that you said this. I was like, damn. Chris do this shit all the time.
Chris do this a lot.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's even yes. And there's a lot of skipping to get through the naked shit. Skip. Big ups to you, Chris. You out nigga. We love you, dog. And anybody, I don't. Well, they got the ladies.
Take it on, guys.
The ladies and the gay niggas might love it, dog. I'm like, Chris, market your shit, man.
Right.
So we started this episode with this is Troy kicking it with the white guys from Pastiche, right?
Yeah, this is Pastiche.
Freshman year with Pastiche, and he's still trying to fit in. And it's an interesting thing. Well, we're not gonna get to what Reggie describes him as later because we're not there yet. But we get to see the background between how him and Kurt been cool.
Yeah, and at some point, he invites him and says, when are you gonna join Pastiche?
Which is a drastic turn from the movie. In the movie, him and Kurt did grow up like kind of together because their fathers have been competitive. Yeah. But in the movie, he was trying to impress Kurt. And so he can possibly be let in Pastiche. And in the show, him and Kurt on some, even keel terms. Like, Kurt ain't fucking with that boy in the movie at all. He's like, you fucking my sister. You being a pawn for our dad's little chess game together. So, it's interesting to see how, look, we're going to tell our story. And this is how Kurt and Troy rock. Right. And this is how, how they saw him freshman year. Mm-hmm. And
I like that better than the one you just described.
Yeah. He was trying to really, kiss Kurt's ass in a way and try to impress him. It was a little different. And, this is why this is kind of like the spiritual successor at times to this movie more so than a direct sequel, even though it's still a really good direct sequel.
It is. Right.
So what these guys get into? Because this is before they get into it, they get into it later.
They all toasting drinks freshman year. They was fans talking about Pastiche. And funny enough, this one I found out Pastiche is a comedy thing as well. At first, I didn't know what it was. I was like, what the fuck group is this? But it's apparently like
it's a magazine.
Yeah, it's a satire, comical thing.
Yeah, that's from the movie. That's been established. That's the reason how the whole Coon Party came about.
I'm not going to lie, dog. I forgot a lot about the movie when I watched this shit because it was so good and some of the things about the movie wasn't.
But even in the first season,
the movie altogether.
But even in the first season, they say where the Coon Party came from, like Pastiche. You know what I mean? So, and they're satire and the town's racist comedy mag, but they got connections.
Party is 2 below them.
I mean, that's what he said. And, but from the first season, remember where it came.
Funny enough for them, I don't think.
But you remember where it came from, right?
What?
The Coon Party.
Yeah, I know where it came from.
Okay, make it sure.
Yeah.
What? That's the whole first season.
I mean, you didn't know Pastiche was a comic magazine, so I'm just making sure that you know that they didn't do the Coon Party. That's all. But yeah. So as we move into this, we're in freshman year with him getting a very similar talking from his dad as we heard before of him, like basically not be cooning for these white boys after he gets drunk with the Pastiche guys and winds up pissing in the fountain.
And the Andrew
Foreshadowing.
Beaumont fountain.
And he's still alive to see him do it.
Right. Did you know that the fountain that you were pissing in was not only the Andrew Beaumont fountain, but Andrew Beaumont was standing right behind you while you were doing it?
My bad.
Oh, sorry.
And this is when his dad brings him in the first time we get to see that Order of X is real and what Order of X is.
The Illuminati.
And the Black Illuminati. They said those guys are amateurs. They said something about them. It's like a Illuminati, and they said.
Yeah, those amateurs.
Yeah, so is this like Black Illuminati situation? Those amateurs, exactly right. J.Steel, you got that.
When he said that, I was like, ooh.
He's a Tony winner, right?
I know who that guy is. I just can't remember.
The guy in the shadows of the Order of X?
Because he's the
this
same
guy I always bring up, like what?
Because this is the same dude from Hollywood Shuffle who's like, we out here dancing like niggas going to the election in Georgia because he wants to buck his eyes, yank on his dick, and pull them negative skid mark draws out of the crack of his black ass.
Sounds very familiar.
Ren T. Brown, that's his name.
Oh, wow. I'll have to get it back to Ren T. Brown. All the way to bring it back to the one.
He knows everybody's name.
He gotta work his way through.
And the Order of X, the black people, the Black Illuminati, who basically said, look, we 1% of the 1% on the top level, and we've been making strategic moves throughout the years to get us power. And right now, we don't want you squandering it just being some black nigga on SNL. We want you to get in position because you basically the future of what we've been trying to set up.
You know what I found out?
Even though he don't want that shit.
When I watched this episode, and I went back to the other episode in the magazine, like a few episodes before this, when Lionel has the Exodus of X, I was like, in real life, this is the 10th to 10th right here. This is the boule. He's getting invited to the boule.
Granted, I thought that too.
This is their version.
It's that version.
Yeah.
It's that version, but that's when I saw it. I was like,
it's a nice flip.
X, 10 to 10. Oh,
X10, yeah, it's not so subtle, but sort of subtle. I didn't even think.
Because
I didn't think about it till you said it, and
when you go back and look at that magazine with Alana Holden with all the frets on there, some of them things are real.
I know they were real organizations.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, this is funny how this like, we're gonna throw the boule in there, but this is the boule.
And I'm glad they bringing that at a white institute, a TV show that's set at a white institution.
Right.
Most of the boulets though, like it was formed like running in white institutions, like
to survive, bruh.
Because my fraternity was first founded at Cornell University, and the boule, which is W.B. Du Bois is part of Alpha Alpha, comes through that stuff. So it's like it's a weevil somehow through that shit, like through white institutions of higher learning, like Harvard and Yale.
I think you have to. Because, when we go to those institutions, a majority white and privileged and all that, you got to get with the black people and get something going. I feel like out of survival, out of habit, out of all that.
You absolutely have to. You need those safe spaces.
It seems super secretive. You're not going to have to, murder us after telling us all of this, are you?
I haven't told you. I told you enough of what you need to hear.
It's recorded. So as we get the present day, man, we got Troy, actually trying to go into stand up, and he tell all these freaking 90s ass jokes, nigga. Man. Boy, he was like a comic view, old school, what you call it?
Def Comedy Jam. That shit was a boo.
A whitewashed one though. It's just like this is just.
He doing big black dick jokes and black women and white women suck dick jokes. Like, dude,
like, what are you doing?
Come on, son.
But when he does do that black girl head thing, the face he makes, I do laugh at. Like, I just want you to give him a quick second, because he makes his face like. He's so swole. To see him do the stupid ass funny shit is hilarious to me. Like, look at this. Look how dumb he looks.
And I love when it showed the everyone's reaction faces of not feeling it, dog. And
that one black girl is like,
and she said,
I like how the heckler's like, maybe nobody will suck your little bit of dick.
That's the best part. That ended it. He didn't know what to do. That was the blow. Maybe nobody want to suck your little ass dick.
Son, once the audience make a laugh out of you,
it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
Right. When you become the joke,
it's
a wrap.
It's a wrap, son. It reminds me of this time when Alpha Joe is a slick side stand-up comedian. You feel me? So, like when he on it, dog. But he is funny. But this episode made me think directly about Joe because I watched this happen to Alpha Joe.
Yeah.
He told her, but his was funny though. But it was to the wrong crowd because what was the joke? What was the joke?
It was about how Pokemon is racist. And all the Pokemon are actually slaves, and Ash Ketchum is really a slave catcher that's catching all his Pokemon from their freedom. And Pikachu is the light-skinned Pokemon who's the only one that can't get out of the ball, which is like his own master slave.
That's actually fucking hilarious.
Me and J.Steel the only ones laughing. Oh, really? The black people are laughing, but on this night, it was
and the white people were just like,
my nigga just went, oh, and I'm like, oh shit.
I can't to that joke and went on to another one. So smooth. Because I was gonna go into the song. I was like, gotta catch him all. Look how like it's in the words. He's a slave owner. He's trying to catch his slave.
We were joked out.
For battle.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, son. But I looked at Joe and I'm laughing, and I'm wondering why no one's laughing with us.
No, and then that's what I'm saying. Ass catch. I thought he's ass catch him. Then I also had a point where like how I wrote it by how Charles was the rebel slave that broke free. You know what I'm saying? Because like, he didn't take the bondage.
They didn't laugh, bro. They one or two gave that uncomfortable like chuckle. that white uncomfortable chuckle. And I was like, we all just learned a lesson about the audience, dog. And just now Troy did not know his audience, but at this point he don't know his character. That's one thing I like that they got into about what's your voice, man.
Not only do not know his audience, his shit's not funny.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's plain on. The shit was so simple and stupid.
But the most egregious thing past that is what they clean up. I mean, what they try to teach him in past teach is find your voice, man. You have to use you can't make nothing fire if you ain't even using your voice.
True. Right.
You know, so this was great.
We all know who we are. I play the dick role, who's we're gonna.
They break it down, yeah, and I liked how they broke it down because that even helps actors for our character types. It's like you gotta know what types that you work for, and then he's an Indian, Indian kills it.
It's funny because the thing is, know what's funny about this? It's the same jokes in the sense of playing off stereotypes.
Yeah.
Because he's playing off a stereotype of himself being Indian.
But he knows his voice.
But it's how clever you do it, and this how you play into it, you know?
And also, he like, once again, if he could break it down, he would be able to say, I'm the blah, blah, Indian guy, whatever.
Right.
When we get later from Troy, he finds his voice at the end of this, which is great because he was more chill, he's more relaxed. We're going to get to that. But I like how you can even, I can't verbalize exactly what his voice is. That's like on the spot right now. I'm going to probably get to it later, but it's way more clear and it seems to fit better. But that's at the end of this episode. But
what Reggie tells him later in this episode is what his voice is right now.
Yeah.
Of a nigga who's making like blank quips that white people.
The token black guy quip in a white TV show.
And because them jokes were so like, them jokes were really like, damn, my dude, for real? Chucky Ducky Quack Quack? That was a hamburger? That's what we're doing right now, my nigga?
I mean, but it was but when Reggie tells it to him, it was even more so because that's when he's a freshman. So you know what I mean? So it really, because even at least at this point, it's not as white person catering, trying to impress.
And here's some ironic shit about how Troy's dad tells him to not to be cooning for these white boys, but all around he's been teaching him how to live in this white boy's world. Because
Troy brings it up later, but we're gonna get to that. I love how Lionel when Troy crashes and burns, he's still there for him. Like, brother, I got you. I'm sorry. It's good. I got you, man.
Right.
It's all good. You hear me? That's why
it's a brother for you,
bro. It's a little brother, man. I love it, boy. I love this shit. So he decides he has to fuck his pain away, Troy.
Shout out to his ass.
Because the indie. Thank you.
Sorry.
I appreciate that you're the voice for that.
Shout out. Man ass is important, and I appreciate the show for continuously showing glimpses of man ass.
Man ass matters, doesn't it?
It does.
That sounds like a hashtag.
Man ass matters.
Man ass matters.
Man ass matters.
Man ass matters.
And because he was so hurt. Because Troy was so fucking hurt that like his friends started laughing at the Indian joke. Like,
yeah, you can really see it on his face. Like damn,
I'm not funny.
Right.
And he asked, and this is the Muffy.
Ugh.
And it's so trippy that he's fucking Coco's partner. That's Coco's friend.
I didn't recognize the first time I watched it.
I didn't recognize it.
I was just like some other white girl.
Yeah, until she mentions the whole
Pegasus
thing. Yeah, that's when I.
And that's when I was like, you bitch.
Yeah.
How?
I mean, he kind of alludes to it. I think subtly when they're in bed about what she says. He asks. She's the first person he asks, "Am I funny?" Because he goes all over this episode asking people. It's like someone's feel this episode for Troy is like watching a Christmas Carol, and he's Scrooge, and he's trying to figure all these different goals. He's trying to figure out, and it really comes hardcore later once he gets on the shrooms.
Right.
But I forget. It's somewhere in there where Troy basically is like, "Wait, hold up," but y'all friends or some shit. But I forget. But it's
what she says to him.
It's right here when she.
I can't do that to my best.
Yeah,
she said I can't do that to my bestie.
She's like, I can't tell her that I'm in Pegasus, but
It will
like
crush
you're fucking
exactly. But you're
though.
fucking right.
And that's when he gives her that look subtly.
She says that other cold ass shit though before she.
But with
gets out of
girls.
bed.
But
that white shit.
The white shit. Yeah.
She do say that shit. And I was like,
shit.
real. I'm not like.
She says, you know, the rules are different for us.
You know, yeah. I don't know.
But it's like, he's like, is it unfair? Yeah. Is it fun? And I was like, and that's how y'all bitches probably think too. Like,
see, I thought she was talking about fucking Coco's ex.
No, I'm talking about this white shit.
No, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
That's
no,
talking about that white shit.
No, I'm saying right here, I took it differently in the writing. I took it differently is what I'm saying. Because she said, I don't know. I knew it would crush you if I told her, and I can't do that to my bestie. And he's like, wow, and like, cause I thought he was saying the wild end, but like, you're fucking me, like, right. And then she like, oh, come. She thought that the rules are different for us. I thought she saying it was fun. It's fun to fuck him. That's how I took it.
Is it fair? No.
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I took it as, and she kissed him on the cheek and bounced.
I took it as that white privilege shit.
I'm not saying that you can't take it that way, but I remember you could take it that way.
Yeah.
Definitely to it as well. So that's just how it hit me. So now he's kicking with his homie Kurt. Because that's his homie.
Yeah,
and
at this point that is.
It's like he has cool dynamics with Kurt, Reggie, and Lionel that I really like. Whenever I see him with either one of those guys, it's a different dynamic, but it brings out a different Troy, and it's just, they seem like...
I'll foreshadow, you can't help but to root for him.
Who, Troy? I mean, that's how I felt since episode 1.
Right.
Like I'm a Troy fan. I'll always be rooting for him in all reviews. And he's earnestly trying to figure it out. What'd you say, my dude?
I was just saying he has chemistry with everybody.
He really does.
Like he works in. I like him paired. When you just mentioned that, I was just going through my head. I was like, you know what? I like him paired with everybody.
Him and Sam.
Yeah.
Him and Coco.
Yep.
Him and Coco.
Yeah. He pairs with everyone.
Lionel,
yeah, I say Lionel, but like, he pairs with everybody.
All of them. It's just like
him and Brooke. He was dancing with Brooke at the party.
Yeah, he did.
That was
he did dance with Brooke at the party. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn. So that's what's up, dude. That's what's up.
And he a white girl slayer.
He's everybody's slayer because he's with Coco and Sam. So like he just Troy. So that's Kurt is trying to tell him, bro, you gotta have a point of view. Like he said, I'm the funny black guy. No, that's not a point of view.
That's not you, right?
You feel me? It has to be more layered. It has because you can see that in comedians when the really good ones have a point of view, have a voice, have something to say. Mm-hmm. And that's when he brings them around his pastiche friends, and he starts schooling them.
Like his friend makes that joke, what are we doing, a podcast?
when he tries to get some to help Troy, yeah.
So all of the pastiche guys kind of go around and talk about who they are and what their perspective is. Yeah, and they give these like super detailed descriptions of their personalities,
existential
and their
something, yeah. Mm-hmm. And and they talking about the alt-right shit and all the ridiculousness of that racist, because they feel like they in their minds they're not racist, even though pastiche do be on some like. Some passive racist shit.
Right, on that new liberal thinking racist shit.
Yeah. Like you said, he's smug and entitled, and that matches up with how pastiche jokes.
Yep.
If we say that. And they all called him, some version of Tiger Woods, and that was funny. They said he could be the black Tiger Woods.
that was so funny. The black Tiger Woods.
I mean, but one thing about Troy I will say is he never struck me as a quote-unquote Oreo.
No.
He always felt like a black dude. A black dude, not like...
No, you know
he's just polished.
Being black in a white man's world.
He never came across as,
He never even changed who he was.
He seemed like he just know how to move in different
He's just confident.
Yeah.
It's more confidence than whitewashing when it comes to him.
Or cooning.
Nah, definitely not.
Yeah, but his dad is right. Don't get caught up in being the butt of their jokes.
Right, and he's trying to figure out that balance because there is a level of like unhappiness that comes with having somebody dictate who the hell you're going to be for the rest of your life.
I mean, this episode, this season is showing that Troy's not happy.
No,
he's not happy.
He's not happy.
And he's trying to figure it out. Right. So he takes the shrooms from Kurt.
We always see Troy taking drugs at some point in the episode. Didn't he take drugs again with Reggie?
That's a different.
That was Reggie's episode when they took that mouth.
That was a different episode.
That was a different episode. But he did take it.
Yeah, he took 2 of them.
Yeah.
He took 2 of them actually.
And when we talked over this scene where Troy was like, "Do you guys feel it?" And he's like, "I don't feel like I got a high tolerance." He looks up the moon. And the moon just dropped.
The moon falls, and he's like, ah! He's really funny.
That was perfect.
Has anybody ever done shrooms before?
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I've never done them before.
You want some?
Me too.
Yeah, I do. Can you? I have some days coming up.
Yes.
We'll talk. Okay.
But I never took enough. I never took enough of a dosage to have an experience like that.
You
haven't taken it. You haven't.
I didn't take enough.
Listen, if y'all fly with bats and y'all trying to fly some shrooms, you take an 1/8. If it's your first time, take maybe like 2 to 3, but normally take an 1/8 and you'll get to where you need to be. Boom! I just sold you the game.
So Troy steps on his a picture of himself What are you doing?
Listen.
I drew WTF
I
in the sky.
L-Dub just confused the fuck out of me, man.
Out of nowhere, we're just talking about shrooms.
Hey, we ain't talking about anything illegal. Ha. But anyways, Troy finds an old post of himself running for president, and it shows him crying. And he sees himself. He says, "Does everybody knew I was?"
Everybody see me.
I was so sad. I wasn't happy. And he looks up. He says, "The Order of Vex." And before we get him and Reggie, dog, like, how did that hit y'all? Seeing that image of him crying in the president thing.
I was like, damn, son, you don't want to be here. You really don't want to be in this position. This is not who you are. This is really not who you are.
It's just right. It's showing that conflict between his responsibility and who he really wants to be like. And I think it's funny how right after he looks at that poster, he looks up and sees the hallucination of the Order of Vex staring at him.
Or was it a hallucination?
Ooh, I never thought about that.
But then
I always thought it was real.
I thought it was real too. I thought they were really there for some reason.
I feel like they were there.
That's interesting. I didn't think about that.
But it's funny he finds his poster at the water fountain.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's gonna come back around
yeah.
too.
Takes some breeze.
He can't leave his water fountain. This is like his home.
Or something, because he did piss in it. What about you, Marty? What the hell did you?
You talking about when he picks up the poster?
And it starts crying. It's crying him. What's a good, cool graphic? What's the word for it? Effect.
Effect, yeah.
It made me. I don't know. In the beginning, I just kind of thought it was, it was all in his head. He was sort of projecting himself. Like maybe internally he was sad, which it wasn't really reflective in the flashbacks that we got necessarily. But that I guess that he was going through some sort of internal struggle. I always thought that was all just sort of his mind projection. But I dug it. Thought it was cool. Fact.
They like when he takes the shrooms, we all part of the trippiness. It's like it all becomes trippy,
right.
and
trippy.
It's like watching an episode of Legion.
Well, that's why I was wondering, like, sort of. That's why I was asking, sort of, like, is how true to the experience is sort of what he's going through. Is it for somebody who's actually?
I was curious to know that as well.
Depends on your experience, because I've heard different ones. My cousin.
That's what I'm saying.
My cousin took shrooms before, and man, he's the one who made me want to take shrooms, be lightweight, afraid to take shrooms, because he took in a group of people and he had all kind of descriptions of his trip that was nutty, and I was like, damn, that's how it goes. But he took a lot.
If I have to tell you from the experiences of mine and a lot of others, I'd say they captured it about 60%. So I give it 60%. 60%.
Meaning it's more intense, or
meaning that depending on who you are, it can be more intense.
Yeah.
Or it could be way less intense. It could be more of a beautiful thing as well. Instead of you going to find your voice, you might just sit there like I know one person who would do it and then watch the sun go down and cry as the sun would go down.
And there's a such thing as a bad trip. And you don't want you don't want like
not too many on shrooms though.
That's the LSD thing, huh?
Yeah, it's more of an acid thing.
See, we letting y'all all know about shit. But anyway, let's move into the story.
Education.
We got
Come on,
we got Reggie and Troy and Kurt. Kurt is just, Troy is just fucked up.
It's just funny how all throughout Troy's quest you see Kurt kind of pop up.
Yeah, he does all throughout the quest.
Give his little 2 cents.
Yes, he's there
you
for
need
a
him.
good bit.
He's like his guide, his spiritual guide.
And what did Troy ask him, man? Troy asked him what happened.
I think he was asking him.
He's like, find his voice.
How do you see me?
Yeah, he's asking everybody, how do you see me?
Well, no, he asked Muffy, do you think I'm funny?
But similar things.
Yeah.
He asked him if you were today, what would you say Troy Fairbanks is, or who would you say he is?
Yeah, and then we transition.
Yeah. Into this
freshman year.
Yeah, so they go to a flashback of freshman year with Troy and Reggie, where they
when Reggie's hair is not on the gangster lean.
and it's more about what we spoke about earlier when Reggie said you like the black guy in the white TV show with the quips, and he keeps clowning him. He's like, see, you keep on saying all these black guy quips, and the only way to black, because he's trying to once again be president, live up for his fathers, all that to be down with the order X. And
be head of house.
He even said himself, he said, man, I learned I spent all these years learning how to disarm white people, which is a very important statement to make as a black man. Because one thing I said on a previous episode, to me, what's the name of this goddamn college again?
Winchester.
I'll be wanting to say Hillshire Farms or something. Wow. Winchester.
Go meet.
Yeah. If Winchester is like a metaphor for like, the USA, and all the black people at Winchester are like representatives of black people in this country. It's funny that he represents the guy that has to learn that to disarm, because there's many people like that in our community. Many times, all of us as black men have to learn certain respectability. There's the respectability politics shit. Yeah. Have to learn different ways to make white people feel comfortable, so we feel less threatening, and et cetera, et cetera. So for him to just say it on television, and you can see how that's affected even his psyche in dealing with people. It was like, once again, we always big up the writing. It was a cool thing to throw out there. You know what I mean? It's a cool thing to layer your script with and layer your story with and your character with. You dig?
Man, what a fucking journey that is to disown white people.
I mean, that's just as part of the black male experience specifically.
Especially for the black male elite.
And Reggie tells him, like, cause he's trying to be down to black people, and Reggie tells him, well, you gotta be trustworthy. You gotta make him feel like you down with us.
Bro, you gotta see what's happening.
Cause if Carlton all of a sudden come around Wakanda, you know what I mean, everybody gonna be looking like, what's going on here?
Translation, you gotta get Sam on your side.
And he don't even know he dug his own grave telling Troy go holler at Sam.
But not like that though. He was like, man, you gotta put your point to your thought process.
You need to get on your side.
Because right after he talked to Sam, he goes and talks about how he's in love with Sam and shit.
Yeah.
He don't say it.
Kind of.
No, he don't say it.
She's brilliant. She's passionate.
He does say it.
He does not say it.
He says it without saying it.
Look who we talking to. Look who we talking to at this moment. You think, and who Troy is staring at Sam. Yeah, I love it.
She's all I noticed.
Yeah, lighting up. He's taking it at face value because he's fucking Troy.
Right.
True. Okay.
So it's plotting. That's a plotting face.
Right. He is fixated on trying to get Sam. The only way Troy knows how to get a woman on his side is by fucking her.
He's only listening to key things.
Right. He's plotting his love bomb right now.
All look at his key sweat.
Like, I'm gonna get her. Because dude, if Reggie tell him, a dude like Troy, especially his freshman year, you need to get this beautiful woman on your side. All Troy heard was, okay, I gotta fuck her.
Yeah.
So
from a Troy point of view, yeah.
That's all over his face.
You're right.
He's not like he told it to Lionel. Who Lionel would have been like, oh, you like her. He would have caught it instantly. He's way more sensitive and in tune with people's feelings.
Right.
And this is when he realized it in present day. You were in love with Sam. Like, damn. Like, duh. Anybody outside watching can see Reggie as a thing for Sam. And it's trippy that they were good friends, and he just, fucked up their friendship.
He was
fucked up their friendship for his own agenda.
And everybody's watching them. That's the most hilarious part. Once again, Curtis in the background.
I mean, but son, if like 12 black people in coats in a greeny mist come tell you what you got to do as your freshman year, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
I mean, he wasn't in tune. Like he said, and this is the episode that's making him in tune with people, because, like he said himself at some point in this episode, his dad trained him to be a tool.
Yeah.
More so than yeah. Get all the puns there. Yes, more so than being a person. And what y'all think the significance of this freaking mascot?
I think it just signifies how high he is.
I think he was just.
Is the mascot really there?
No, that mascot is not there.
I thought he was there.
Not only is he not there, I also think it reflects of like the white guy, like it kind of reflects him when I saw it the second time, because I'm looking at it like. The white guy is a suit and tie, regular, hi, how you doing, kind of white guy. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like who you've been trained to be. Mm-hmm. This kind of safe guy. So maybe. I saw it as that.
Maybe.
And like a separation from
symbol,
that.
Yeah.
Because first I didn't want to leave it to, man, he just hires a motherfucker. I was like, no, there's got to be something a little deeper in here.
My only thing is I don't want that to allude to him being, like we said, the Oreo earlier. That's the only slight thing that comes to mind when I look at that, because that's a white image. Yeah. But maybe that's what they want to portray. I'm not saying you're wrong at all. It's just something to think about, because like you said, it feels like it's there for a reason.
But it's not even the Oreo. It's the fact of, like, if you go on this road, this is what you probably come to be.
Oh, so you say it might turn him white, trying to be down with the white too hard?
Like, what's that?
White face?
What's that movie with T.C. Carson?
Living Large.
Yes, Living Large. Yeah. Like, before he gets too white in the TV, he kind of sees himself like, no.
I thought it was a white nigga who watched that movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Living Large is the shit.
It was like...
You've watched every movie, though. And play.
But Living Large, have you seen Living Large? Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
Exactly. That movie is not one of T.C. Carson's biggest things.
No, but my thing is, L-Dub knows everything. That's all I'm saying. He knows all of these freaking references. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. For him to say, I thought no one saw that movie, I'm like, Lawrence, normally you're absolutely right. I guess what you're saying is, he is still absolutely right.
He still is absolutely right. Of course he saw it. No one else should have saw it.
How'd you see this shit then?
Because
Black CB?
Yep. It was
coming on.
Yep, just one of them old movies, just like I saw my Cornbread Earl and Me. It was actually right under that. Nah, but it was actually it was in.
I think he's talking
VHS.
before like Bounce TV days.
Okay.
This VHS.
I'm telling you, late night Bounce TV is.
And Living Large came on cable one time.
Alpha Jokes always chastises me for not seeing Cornbread and Earl.
What? Cornbread Earl and Me.
And Me. I'm sorry. I don't even know the title right. I'm
He's the
sorry.
man with the plan with the ball in
I don't
the
even
hand.
know what that is.
I've never
That's
seen
the
the whole
movie
thing
that
all the
with
way
Sidney
through.
Poitier, Lawrence Fishburne as a child.
Yeah.
And
They killed Cornbread.
And Cornbread, who's like a Spanish basketball player at the time.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it all the way through, but I'm familiar with the clips. I'm familiar. Yeah.
I've seen the whole
But everybody
movie.
knows.
You scroll past. I'm telling you, scroll past the title screen on Netflix before, because it was on Netflix for a while.
What?
It was.
It was?
I saw it on Netflix for a second, and it's not on there no more.
Oh,
you hear me?
okay.
But yeah, and I remember it because I laughed
That
because
shit.
Joe always freaking chastised me for it. So when I saw it on Netflix, I was like, I might press play one day, and I just never did.
Yeah.
This shit is kind of
hilarious. Nigga, how dare you never seen Cornbread Earl and Me?
Nah.
Hell no, nigga.
Trade in your card.
So Troy goes on the rest of his quest. We see a piece of alt-right has been, Ivy, whatever the fuck his name is, Silvio has been outed. And
by the new Independent, which is fucking Lionel. He's starting on his own.
Doing his thing. And the girls, Sam and Joel, are ripping his ass.
Yeah,
and
they
doing-
on the show giving their commentary on it.
And out the blue, Troy.
All of a sudden you hear boom.
Yeah.
Troy runs right into her window and scares the
And we
piss
get
out
like
these
this
girls.
funny ass image of like smush face Troy, like, I want to do an interview. I'm so open right now. Please.
It's like, please close.
I'm
Dude.
feeling hella open, Sam.
My dude ran this episode, son. And I will say, dude, like, I like Troy and Sam's chemistry. I ain't saying any, like, on one episode I said I would like to see them together. I wouldn't mind a stint for a season, even though I'd rather end up with Reggie.
I wouldn't mind seeing her either with Reggie or Troy, honestly.
Because seeing their throwback scenes together was pretty cool.
Yeah, they have really good chemistry.
Shout out to Joe and Sam looking like they're getting into a really nice rhythm and chemistry there.
Yeah, compared to the other episode, especially.
Right.
Yeah. We didn't get a lot of that, but, because Troy comes and interrupts it, but, shout out for that.
And, Troy sees eyes on the ceiling. And Troy asks Sam, what did you see in me? And we get into a bit of the background of them. We see them in bed, and we see and we see, like, it's trippy, because one thing about this show in general, when we started watching it compared to the movie especially, were the different dynamics between the characters that the movie didn't have time to show, that the TV show geniusly, like, maneuvered and connected. Like we talk about Troy and Reggie being friends even back in the day. You know what I mean? Coco and Sam being friends back in the day. Like all these interweaving elements.
Mm-hmm.
But the movie did establish them two to date, didn't it? Am I tripping? No, it didn't. It did. No, it did. It did. It did. The movie did because they talked that shit to each other. Because Dad, Allstate guy said, I don't know what you ever used to see in her. I remember he said that
They do
shit.
talk about
So they
that.
did establish that point in the movie. They did have a thing. So we going in the past and. Like, Troy just knows how to play whatever role is needed.
Yep.
And that's the scary part about, him, from which Sam even admits.
He's a chameleon.
He and his dad taught him to be. And when you're a chameleon, what is your original color?
Right, like, who are you really?
How do you use this?
You feel me?
How do you use these in a weird way powers?
I mean, he knows how to use the powers. He just doesn't know how to go back to original form.
Right, but it's like at the end of the day, when you're not around all these people, who are you for you?
And-
And do you even know? And
Yeah.
that's where a lot of his conflict comes from.
Hell yeah. It's like there's this mutant on one of the X-Men movies. This might sound familiar. Where it was either one of the movies or a TV show. I don't remember what it is. So if it sounds familiar, let me know. Where he didn't even remember his original form because he had been shapeshifting so fucking much.
Oh, I think
that sound familiar?
Yeah, it does sound familiar.
I don't remember what it's from. Yeah, but I just remember.
I feel like it might be from a movie.
I don't remember what y'all, but it sound familiar, right?
Yeah.
And that's what Troy's making me think of on, like you say, on his journey. J.Steel love trying to. He don't like. Dude, didn't remember what he looked like. He was freaking shapeshifting so damn much.
Right.
Like, damn, they can't go back to.
It was on an episode of The Flash. It was on an episode of The Flash. I think it was The Flash. I think. But anyway.
Yeah, it is The Flash. It is. I remember the guy who he could shapeshift, but I remember that speech he gave to the Flash. I remember it.
So Troy's with Sam in bed, and he basically got what he want. He got her to get. Yeah, he gave her the nose kiss. He really played the role
like,
to get
they
in
really
good.
cute.
I think he liked it too.
Yeah, he liked
He
it. But
genuinely liked her, but like he had this image to maintain, and like I said, this kind of showed that conflict. And I feel like every single interaction and flashback that he has kind of shows that conflict of possibly who he really organically is and what he really likes versus what people perceive him to be.
And this is still freshman hot dick nigga, man. I mean, like, when you a freshman and you good looking, I mean, you out of high school, you away from, man, look, I'm like...
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah, I think he like her, dog, boy. Come on, Heather Perky boobs hit him up.
He wanted to solve his wrongs.
She said, feeding for my chocolate injections.
Oh, my God.
The doctor will see you.
Happily
10
see
p.m.
you.
Happily see you. 10 p.m.
So I feel like he wasn't ready for a Sam at that point.
Real talk, he wasn't ready for what Sam is then. He ain't ready for a Sam now. And he ain't gonna never be ready for a Sam.
You never know.
Right.
You never know what he may grow into. I won't say never, but right now, the first two, absolutely. He ain't there yet.
Right now, he ain't there.
He ain't there. He wasn't there then.
He'll be the greatest off the climb if you fuck around with Sam again.
But in a funny way, she even admits that he affected her even to this day.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's heavy. That's
She
deep.
said, I still can't help but root for you.
Yeah.
No matter how I feel about you.
Even though you made me look at men totally different and trust totally different.
He basically completely fucked up and made me completely jaded, but it's all good.
It's all good. But that's the... Didn't we say this earlier? Ain't that the theme of Troy? But you just can't help but root for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still want him to win.
Because he's earnest in everything he does. Because like he said to his dad later, I don't even realize when I'm doing it. You taught me how to use people
So go back.
so much. I don't even know
out.
what I'm doing.
Look at this look that Sam gives, and look at the look Joel has after Sam says it.
Yeah, so there's a moment where Troy is like, I fucked up you and Reggie, you know, and I'm sorry about that. I fucked up what could have been for y'all. And there's a moment where Joe is like,
Yeah, because she likes Reggie.
Exactly.
Yeah. She like there's a few triangles that can be had here. And they're not even leaning on them fully yet. They just keep on like these coming seasons, you know what I mean? It's gonna be very interesting. So Troy's burning all his old clothes.
As a redemption
It's just so funny how he keeps having all these moments and then it's revealed that nigga, you got like 50 people staring at you. What the fuck are you doing?
Right, you just came into our meeting and did you throw somebody else's thing into the fire?
He did.
It's a crocodile. Yeah. So now his turn for Coco. Coco reads him, just gets in his ass. Is this the scene where Coco gets in his ass and gives him
before she gets in the ass, she let Troy know, you're over here burning your clothes. And we have a clothing drive right here there in the meeting. Like, why are you doing this? Like, out of all things, these expensive ass clothes, you're just gonna burn them in front of the clothing drive.
And that says so much.
How fucking high he is.
Not just how high he is, but the fact that people do that all the time. Or not. I don't mean literally. I mean the fact of where we could help or we could put our power to, we don't. We squander it. That's what he does. He squanders his power instead of using it where it can really be needed. And I feel like that's a cool metaphor of that. You dig? He thinks he's doing the right thing here. It's like what we always say, the J. Cole reference. The good news is, nigga, you came a long way. The bad news is, nigga, you went the wrong way. It's like, damn.
You went the wrong way, dog.
Too much energy in the wrong direction, man, and not even a favorable one. So he chases Coco out after she feels some kind of way because one, he always taking her shine and attention. And did she tell him about being pregnant and aborting the kid? Or
no, she never told him.
She never told. She only hints at it in this speech she gives him, right?
Yeah, she hints at it, but she doesn't directly say it at all.
And so every time she looks at him, their relationship, man.
Because she had some kind of hard resentment for him because she really cared for him.
She did. And
he used her as a tool like everything else, and she was the one who was like, nah, fuck that. We'll always be enemies.
She called him a body, a shell. Like, she says he's not even alive, bro. It's not even your life. Like, she
you don't
reads
even own your own life. Yeah, she reads so well.
Out of him, dog, in the most harshest manner.
And she also hints at she knows the fact that he was fucking Muffy.
Ain't no hint. She's like Muffy. She reeks at you. Yeah. Like, I know you fucking my friend.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
See, I didn't even catch that either of the times I watched this. Wow.
Yeah, I remember
and I like this line. I've made sacrifices to get out of your tornado's path, and I'm better for it.
Oof, that's
Ooh,
deep.
then they show all these things of when he took Sam from Reggie, like Reggie y'all heard that squash thing. This was her reading, bro. Like when Sam found the text messages from Heather Perky boobs right there after he just been kissing me and loving on me.
Coco at the abortion clinic.
Dude, they really showed how he really been like fucking over people but not intentionally. But because he doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, he gets caught up.
In his own shit.
Right.
Well, dog, good intentions are a road paid to hell, right?
Mm-hmm. The way the road to hell's paid with good intentions. And I like that the dog, of all people, Sorbet runs up on him.
Voiced by Loretta Devine.
Yeah. Oscar.
Out of fucking nowhere.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
And I like that the dog tells him that he's not. He can be all of because everybody gave him a different read.
Right.
Reggie gave him a read, Coco gave him a read, Sam gave him a read. Everybody gave him a different one. And I like the fact that the dog tell him you can be all those things or you don't have to be any of them, like,
Right.
basically.
You really not all of them. You right, like just like you said.
And like, yeah, she break the dog. She breaks down that like this is why
The dog
you're not.
really gives him some real shit.
This is
which
why you're
so
not.
funny.
Yeah, the dog while he's high because
Right.
this is the trippy episode. Basically, like you can't be 100% any of these things, even though you may be married to, maybe some merit to.
You can spread your thing around a little bit, dog, but you're not any of these things, dog. And expound upon that in your comedy about how y'all fucked up inside.
I think he's a piece of them all.
He is a piece
He
of them
just
all.
can't be read as them all. Like I say, I won't
Right.
say everything that everyone says is 100%, but it's a percentage of each one. What y'all saying, Your 30? As you watch it. See, don't get caught up in watching. That's a trap. That's a trap when it's rolling.
First of all, it's Loretta Devine as a dog. It's Loretta Devine as a dog.
I did not know that. That's so
I'm a
funny.
huge fan of her voice. Yeah, it's just
She's
like,
amazing.
Oh, man. Yeah, you gotta.
This, of course, comes from the same person who said, "I would love to see Jennifer Lewis and Loretta Devine out shout."
I would love to see that.
That would be amazing.
And what you need to throw,
Oh, wow.
and what you need to throw in there
God.
is, what you need to throw in there is Lawrence's impression of who he always talking like. Who is that you be talking?
I'm pretty sure I'm going to hell.
Who
for
is that?
Countess?
Countess Vaughn.
Countess Vaughn.
He always makes fun of Countess Vaughn's voice.
I do have to
Have you heard her
explain
voice?
this.
Have you heard her voice recently?
No.
Countess Vaughn
Let's hear
used to be on.
What the hell is wrong with her?
Moesha?
Countess
She
Vaughn
was
used
on
to
The
some
Parkers.
shit.
Yeah, she was
The
on
Parkers.
Moesha and the Parkers.
Right.
But she did this show on TV1 called Hollywood Divas. Whether
Oh,
it was
yeah.
her, like Golden Brooks. And she, out of nowhere, came with this raspy-ass voice. And she always was talking about cooking chicken. And she would fry chicken. And every time she would sing, and they always had beef chicken with honey on it. And the one thing you had to do is you had to fry the chicken. But you had to marinate it in the honey. And it's...
Shit
Oh
you
my
not
God.
sounds just like that.
Like that's
Like,
terrifying.
shit you not.
Cookie
What
Monster?
the fuck
Oh,
happened?
Yes.
Yes.
It's like a fucked
On
up.
our show, we explained that she's been smoking rocks and pig gravel for 8 years.
Smoking rocks and- Wow. All
Did
right.
she used to sing?
She still does.
She tried.
How
What
can
she
she
sing about-
sing?
she's
How can she
singing
sing with
fucking-
Batman's voice?
Because she's singing B.B. King songs.
Oh my god.
Louis Armstrong.
She's singing Down Home Blue.
Every now and then, she just got to go out. She came out with that voice when she was on The Doctors, and she said her like scalp became pussy because she glued wigs onto her head. And
What?
that's where I got the impression from.
What kind of?
A wig can make you sick. No
No.
wig.
No.
Wow.
That's not
you're,
no.
You're gluing wigs onto
What the
your
fuck
head.
was she using? Like super glue or
Probably
some shit?
Elmer's.
I can't.
If she was just
Poor
using words, you know what I'm
Countess.
saying?
Glue down the bed.
Oh my god.
Shouts out to Countess Vaughn.
We're sorry.
Poor Countess.
So Loretta the dog
Loretta the dog.
led Troy back to
I love
back
the
to
line
his
she
fountain.
tells him, "I've led you to water, but do not drink. People pee in fountains."
You're right.
People
That's
like you.
Like you.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Jackasses
And
like you.
He sees the symbols start maneuvering, and he feels that for some reason
For
means
some
getting naked.
reason, the
and
water
hopping.
is calling him, but it's kind of funny because I mean, it's water could kind of symbolize baptism because this motherfucker is trying to figure out who the
Rebirth.
fuck he is. Yeah,
True that.
rebirth.
True that. It is.
And
I
if you
think that's
high
what
as
they're
fuck on
going for.
shrooms and you this fucking dog leads you to water, it's like yes,
He
it's time
peed
for
in
me to
his
be
fountain. This is
reborn.
his territory like a dog way back.
Yeah, that's a
That
nice
too.
connection too.
That
That's a
too.
nice connection to the dog. Yep, exactly. I love that. And the Baptist, like y'all think y'all all hitting it on. Y'all smart. Y'all got that.
Mhm.
So is it Lionel that finds him as he
Yeah,
and
Lionel and
Wesley.
Wesley.
and it's so
Cakes
random.
in the breeze.
So random.
Oh yeah, Wesley. Because imagine down is this half naked, freaking super cut built nigga
Completely
just
naked.
yeah, completely. I'm sorry, completely naked. Pops out the water.
You have to live with that?
And it's straight.
More
You
mayonnaise.
get more mayonnaise.
More
Shout out to the
mayonnaise.
mayonnaise.
Cakes in the breeze.
Man ass matters. Man
it
ass
does.
matters. And I'm being reborn,
And he
Lionel.
says it, yeah.
And he really does though.
Yeah, he has an awakening of who he really is and what he wants to do with his
But
life.
he has to go through the fire, and that's the next thing I believe with his dad.
Yeah.
That's what
yeah,
that represents,
definitely.
especially when he hit the
Definitely.
blunt. He's
Well,
going through the
right.
fire.
Yeah,
But
like-
Order
Yeah.
Vex pops up again.
Yeah.
I think they're there.
That's so weird.
It's creepy as
I
fuck.
kinda-
So fucking creepy.
I kind of feel like there's a chance they could have been.
That's crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
completely certain that they were.
You really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm
ooh, okay. I
completely
like
Daddy
certain
ain't
that
it?
they
Fuck.
were.
So he wakes up to his dad standing above him, and that goes into a fear of mine I have. Like, I'll be thinking, I think it would be creepy as fuck if I woke up and someone's just standing over me that I didn't know was there. It's one thing if I knew, if I went to sleep and you were here, you wouldn't even scare me. Like, I knew you were here. But if, like, you went to sleep in your house and nobody's there, alone.
You wake up and somebody's just staring at you.
Or just sitting, anything.
And then for a second, I figured, I was like, oh, he's still hallucinating. But once they started talking, I was like, oh, okay, no.
That shit scared the fuck out of
me. Yeah,
and they have the father-son conversation that they've been needing to have, apparently, for years.
2 seasons.
For his life.
One movie, 2 seasons.
For his life, it sounds like, because they go back into just how he was created in a way by his dad to do things since young.
Especially the conversation he has about how he talks with Reggie than how he talks to him.
Man, I want to get to that in a second. I want to get to that in a second. I won't get to that yet. But I want to speak on how it directly connects this episode last season when you saw how his dad ran his life. Remember that scene with him and Sam? And he was like, oh, Dad, we want to, he's like, don't. He dumped Sam there in a way.
It's just like,
you know what I'm saying?
He gives him a look, and Sam is like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
They saw him as a child, as a kid, being like, man, I want to go see something. Star Trek. I forget what the kid wanted to go do. His dad shut that shit down. It's like he had to adjust. So, and seeing how, we saw that in the previous episode, of his previous episode in the first season, and you see him speaking to that. Right. And this one about, this is where I came from. We got shown that. And look, you failed. He tells his dad, you failed. You've been trying to do all this shit because his dad keeps repeating, I do this for you. I do this to build you.
You failed, my nigga, because I don't know who I am and I'm crashing.
I'm crashing. And you do this for you.
Right.
Is what he tells him.
Right. You do this to make you look good.
Right.
Because I'm a prize trophy that you spawned, Right. I'm the legacy. So I'm supposed to live up to your name and be this black hero that I shouldn't have to have weight on my shoulders to be, because I can't be my own person.
And if I decide to be that black hero, let me.
Yeah.
And this, but back to the Reggie. I love that came back around from the Reggie episode, because we even talked about that, about how I
ain't never seen you talk to anybody like this.
No, on the episode, on the Reggie episode, we specifically was saying that he being who he need to be
he
for
had
Troy,
more compassion and understanding for Reggie than he
we
did
kept
for
talking about that
son.
on episode. So
especially since they both went through traumatic shit,
especially since the reason you're so comfortable with Reggie is because he was your son's friend for a while.
Exactly.
That's why you're so comfortable. You've been knowing Reggie since he was a freshman. He came in cool with your son.
Also, I think it's because Reggie reminds of who he is. Almost like, if Reggie is what the dean is. What's the dean's name again? I forgot. Fairbanks. It's like what he was when he was there at Winchester, a young black rebel kind of guy. And that's why I feel like he relates to him more, because he's talking about his rah-rah-rahs and this and the third. Yeah. And had some kind of conversation that he can't really have with his son. Because that's not the son. The thing is, not that he can't have him.
Right. He doesn't see.
He didn't share it with him because it's something that you try to get to relate to somebody, rather than telling someone a story about yourself in the past when you're trying to give them somewhere else. When you think about getting them somewhere else.
Personally, I think it's a piece of that. But I think Fairbanks, if you really kick it, I think he'll do that. He'll talk to Lionel like that. You feel me? Like if Lionel came to him with some black shit. Especially this version of Fairbanks, not the movie version. You dig? Like, I think he told it to Reggie. He told it to his son. He cares about black people succeeding. That's his main thing. So that was a way that he could connect with Reggie, by going that route. But the fact that he created a little him through his son, and he really believes that he's been doing that for his son.
Right.
That's what's trippy. It's not that he doesn't think he could talk to his son about it. He think he do. And that's what's scary, when his son has to make him realize you don't.
Right, you fucking over me. You're not giving me what the fuck I need.
You
for
don't
all the
listen.
Fucking stress that you're putting on me. Like,
of it all, you never listen.
You never listen, because
he never trusted me to make my own judgment.
Ever. Right. He's like, that's a big difference.
The thing is, you never even let me fail. And understand what failure is to be something either.
Right.
Because everything I didn't ever fucked up with, you gambled me and got me out. I gambled with you, got me out of.
And I've seen this happen a lot of times with people would like hold down other kids, or be different with other kids than they are with their own, because they're so afraid with their own kid, or they're so they trying to be so perfect for their own kid, and they let their head down. I've seen this happen many times. I'm like, no, man, you gotta let your head down with your people so they can really see you and really feel you and really hear you. You know what I mean? It's interesting.
You gotta find your balance with that shit.
What you saying now, Doug?
I agree. I was gonna say it, but damn it, Joseph explained everything.
I was actually gonna ask how you guys felt in terms of did you all agree with his dad and his decisions and stuff like that? But it kind of seems like,
I think his dad's justifications are there, but I think that he still needs to take. They still need to get to kind of like a some kind of meeting point or something where, I don't know, he needs to be more compassionate to his son and really try to understand. But from his dad's point of view, Like his perspective is just.
I'm preparing you to
totally
be
different.
a warrior.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? His dad's think I'm building the best robot, but you gotta understand, son, the man's not a robot.
Right.
I don't think he's thinking of building him as a robot. He just thinking like, I'm teaching you the ways how to survive in this world.
Yeah, and building my machine.
And he wants him to
I
be great. That's his
give you all the
son.
tools. I think he's giving them all the tools he'll need. Like these are tools you can use in your box. Like how you choose to move forward with it. You know.
I swear we saying the same metaphor, yo.
Oh, yeah.
I swear we saying
We
the same
literally
metaphor,
all just
son.
said the same thing.
I'm building you up. It's whatever you want. It's the same thing. We all say the same thing. I'm building you up and giving you, but he's not giving him the love, and that's what he really needs.
Yeah, you need that balance.
You know what I mean? You need that. Frankenstein's monster was lacking that to a degree when he created everything, sparked the electricity, all that. But he didn't. But Dr. Frankenstein didn't teach that monster what he needed to be a man. If man, really, the monster had to figure it out on his own.
Yeah.
It's
But
interesting to be so close to a situation where, at least looking at it from the outside, of someone being so close to
He
a
don't see
situation,
it.
they can't see
He
it.
can't see
but
it.
it seems from the outside so obvious.
But he coming from such a place of love and fear.
Yeah.
Raising a black man in this in this society.
Know what he know.
You did, because when we get to the point of when you know Troy gives him the full blown read, and he say I feel like a puppet. That's what says that's the metaphor. Like you got the battery strapped in me. You know what I mean? He's like he don't even know himself. So when he hit that blunt, it's straight up like I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me, and I'm daring you to. I'm daring you to see either. I'm daring either respect me or bounce.
Away.
A bounce.
Cause he hits that motherfucking.
He
joint
stands
so hard.
up. That was really significant to me.
Yep.
He stood up, looked this man right in the fucking eyes,
And blew that fucking joint in his face.
and I love when his dad took it.
Disrespectful.
Boy, his dad took
Boy
it.
took that joint.
Yeah, I was surprised. I gasped. I was
Me
like,
too.
oh, God.
Me too. Like, oh,
But
God.
for me, I was kind of happy because I was like, okay, are they about to have their moment that they've been
it's their
needing to
moment,
have?
yeah.
Right.
That's some skunk ass weed you got there, son.
But I think it really was him trying to finally relate to his son and show him, like, yo, I'm not just trying to stop you from what the fuck you doing and control you. I get it. I'm trying to, make sure you're good no matter what.
But this is how the world sees you.
Right.
Yeah.
You're still a target.
He said, "Don't forget that he hands him that paper of Troy with circle around his face, and they saying lock him up, and you're the best." And the beautiful thing about that metaphor there is when he hands him that paper, you're not seeing the prototypical archetype, characteristic, stereotype of a thug or a mugshot. This is really was supposedly the upstanding black guy.
Yeah.
What they tell us we all got to be, but you even looking at him like a nigga.
My man is in his Carlton.
You feel me? And it's like his dad lets him know straight up, and his dad still doesn't give him all the words that he needs.
Right.
No,
because I don't think his dad knows how to process that just yet. But I think this is the first step that he actually, I hear you, son.
Not only that he says I hear you, it's just like it's also like a warning. It's like, all right, dog, from this moment on, I trust you, but don't forget what I taught you, because this is the world that you still got to navigate. So don't, it's not that I was trying to teach you wrong. I may have fucked up, but just know they still see you like this. So
Right.
Still play your cards right in this world.
It was a step. It's still not it's still not the full blown.
He's not teaching about the rah-rah-rahs.
But I'm just saying it's a step in the manner of Troy wants the relationship, even like he wants what Reggie got. He didn't get that necessarily. Now him hitting the blunt was a big moment.
That was a huge.
That was a great moment, and it said so much without saying so much, which is why I understand why they didn't load it with a bunch of dialogue. It shouldn't have been. But I love the fact that they didn't.
I think he would have lost us with a whole ton of dialogue.
Yeah, we didn't need it. We didn't need it.
No, I can't lost.
But it still gave them more places to go as characters together, because he didn't give.
He didn't say I love you, son.
None of that shit. You know what I mean? None of that
I
shit.
mean, you get a little bit when he laughs at the comedy set.
A little bit.
But nah. Even then, it's still not like I'm proud of you, son. Go on with this shit. Nah,
but they show us a certain degree.
He's gonna try.
He's gonna try. He's gonna try. But we'll see.
That one point he said, "This is the world you're trying to find yourself in," and maybe J.Steel will follow me with this. It reminds me of that verse at the very end of Crazy Classic Life. You're sitting up here trying to figure out who you are and all of this within the boundaries of. Don't forget you're still black. Mm?
Yep. Don't forget you're still black, and you got all these motherfuckers
and you're
who
not
are
going to be seen. You sitting up here finding yourself is not going to be seen as this white boy finding himself.
Yeah.
Right.
Our liberation is different from theirs because they're allowed to explore and try things that if we went on that same journey or path, we're looked at and ridiculed. Stereotyped.
If you want to take it to...
He told a nigga, you better get together quick, boy, because you ain't got as much time as the money niggas.
Right.
You feel me? You ain't got that kind of time.
Dog, it was like a different version of how Atlanta did it with Ern's mama giving a conversation about him dressing like that for the world being a black man. is the same way when he slipped that paper up to him. It's like basically like, nigga, you got to suit up and put on this suit. In the same words. I took it different.
Because I
just thought about it now, how that could be like that.
I don't know. I feel like I could see a mirroring of the mom telling the son information about the world.
Not in the sense of even like they're the same parents, but that same message.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't think he told him the same message. I think Ern's mom was saying, you know what I mean, like what you just said about like good, look well, dress well, da 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 da. I don't think his dad was telling him. I think his dad usually tells him that.
Yeah.
I don't think this time his dad was telling him be the monkey or dress the part or whatever the fact. I think he earnestly was saying, look, you need to get together because this world ain't going like what you just said, L. Specifically what you just said. This world ain't gonna allow you that much time. This world ain't gonna allow you to have. You know what I mean? I think that was more so because I don't think he's telling him to do anything. I think for the first time he's not. You know what I mean? He's like, you know what? For real, since you wanted me to let you figure it out, like he said,
yeah, figure this shit out.
Right, like he said, you gave Reggie, well, figure it out, but don't forget this part. You still black, because even the poster is red, white, and blue. You still black in America. Don't forget that wherever you land, nigga.
Right.
That was nice. It was a great scene.
Don't catch you slipping up.
Don't catch you slipping up. Exactly. Hell yeah, man. Oh, you about to say something, dude?
No, keep going.
Because now we about to get into him finally doing a great set. He found his voice.
Yeah, so he went on his journey, and now they go back to him doing stand-up comedy.
More relaxed.
And we can see that the audience is receptive, and he's telling good jokes, and he's not trying too hard to impress people.
Right.
Some people would say that the writers could have came up with better jokes for him to say because they wasn't funny.
I thought
second time around, I didn't think it was
they were very
as good
tame.
as I thought the first time. Yeah, the first time it hit me a lot different. I remember it being more potent. And then when I was watching it the second time, I was like, oh, well, it was good. But watching it and reminded me that I thought that this was too happy of an ending for him. I was like, this isn't how this is going to end.
He's probably not going to get another episode.
Yeah, like I'm like, he's in a coma or something. He was in some sort of accident. He's gotten beaten to an inch of his life or something like that. Like, there's no way that his dad is, like, all the audience is
I think
loving
time
it. The
passed,
same
dog.
people.
I took it as time passed.
I did too.
Okay,
I took it as time. I don't think it was like the next day. No. The way that they did a transition, he has a line and he has a thing.
Like
it just feels like some time has passed, which makes me accept it better.
Well, the thing that made me, because like it was just so perfect. It was like the dad is there, he's laughing. The
Look at
exact same
his proud
people who looked at him, who were like stalking at him and heckling him the last time. They're all like, we're laughing and something like, this is all kind of rainbow.
I wanted to struggle a little bit again.
It felt like like there was a struggle coming. And
thanks for being me. Thanks for being me for that part. I really dug that scene. Stop being me right now and trying to crush the dreams of that scene. Because I just took it as not years, that's stupid. But I figured some time had gone by and this whole, because to me, if this almost like a bottled Troy episode. I don't think we had another Troy episode. And like, those are the people that go to. I took it as those are the people that go to that type of shit.
Right.
They're probably always there because even they was the same motherfucker. Seemed like probably was in Reggie shit. So he was just, we gotta stop it here. So he was pretty much like, I fucked with it as long as time had passed. I couldn't believe tomorrow Dad's there like,
No,
and
it
all of a
had
sudden,
definitely been a few weeks.
Yeah, all of a sudden he got a perfect freaking set
And
that
his dad
matches
is
his
just
style.
smiling and happy.
Yeah, a whole routine that's completely different from his Def Comedy Jam.
Right.
Nah, man. They weren't like the funniest jokes, but I thought they were funny. I rocked with it in the context of the show.
I rocked with it because I wanted to root for him.
Yeah.
The second one I said as an audience member, and I was like, all right, you got better. Come back next week at the open mic.
Yeah, he got better.
But you damn sure didn't get all the laughter. You were supposed to get all that laughter.
I mean, to that audience, maybe.
I was about to say for that crowd, that was very accurate. That was
pop
their speed.
One of them fucking corks with the confetti that pop out of it, and have a congratulations for comedy for
I'm standing by you. As a comic that a different audience, the same jokes can land in different maneuvers, different ways. So on this white ass campus with majority of them white ass people, look. Them jokes was landing for the cool black guy that just came here a few weeks ago saying all that fucked up shit. Swinging his dick.
Swinging dicks and sucking dick.
Yeah,
I'm sure he did some PR work before he went up on that stage. Like maybe he was
because we didn't catch the beginning of his set, right?
Yeah,
right.
He was like, y'all might have seen that other black guy. That wasn't me.
Mixed emotions.
Mixed emotions, guys. Mixed emotions.
Yeah, I like that. That was most likely like how many comics got. The point.
Point. Yeah, but I was like, okay.
I think you've been a Star Wars fan.
Whatever.
We hate Solo. I go see it as a regular nigga. Oh, Solo's pretty good.
Right.
So any final thoughts on this episode?
The think this was a really good episode. I'm happy that we got to see. I really enjoyed seeing Troy go on this sort of. Cakes. Oh, I wasn't even going there. Yeah, I
She enjoyed Cakes in the Breeze.
Man, chaps.
I appreciate the man ass in this episode. What we got, like 2 or 3?
About 3.
Shots of man ass?
Right, 3 shots. I
Beautiful
feel like we said
episode.
that at least 3 times.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would be upset if he just didn't have clothes on at all.
Booty, rocking.
The whole next season, just naked for no reason.
That's a strong statement to say anybody. I think y'all in the contention of y'all Troy body lovers would love it.
Yeah,
I appreciate his body. I appreciate his body. That nigga has that much discipline to be able to like scope that shit.
Yeah, that's intense.
But after a while, it's gonna go one or two ways. I'm gonna eventually blank it out. I'm like, well, this nigga naked. Or I'm gonna be like, okay, son, can you put on a
it's too
shirt?
much. This is gratuitous.
I don't need to hear about your Monday.
The only way I'm gonna accept that is if we get like naked Joel or naked Sam in the same episode.
That would be dope,
and that's
too.
just what's popping.
Then
We
we
got
see a
equal.
12-pack.
Yeah, we
That
got
would be
equal
awesome.
opportunity. You know,
Like he got a 6-pack in his chest.
free the nipple.
I have no problem with that. Please free the nipple as well.
Free all
Nipples are
nipples.
important.
I'll accept
But I think this was a really good episode. They do matter. Not all of them. Some of them are.
They all
weird.
matter.
They all matter, man.
Some man nipples are weird. Anyway.
Should I get into the texture?
I don't know what's happening. This was a very good episode.
Marty, what you saying on the final thoughts, man?
One of my favorite episodes. Love Troy as a character. You know what? I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like you catch yourself now because now we're in what was this episode?
It's 7.
7. So now we're in episode 7 and it's like, oh man, I really like this character. Oh man, I really like this character. And it's like, well, you know what? You wind up at the end of the day, I love them all.
Right, real.
But
true.
I particularly liked this episode. I love the way it ended. The second time, like I said, the jokes didn't hit as strongly as they did originally the first time. And it might have been because I did have a little bit of that gloss that I wanted to root for Troy, but still overall, I love the journey. I love Troy on drugs. That always seems to bring out some fun shenanigans.
I mean, it's this episode is on drugs.
Yeah, his episode is on drugs.
The whole episode is a trip.
Right.
Literally.
Yeah, and I dug that. And like I said before too, I dig his chemistry with each character. I think he's real versatile in that. Like you can pair him with anybody, and this really works. I think that's particularly why this was one of my favorite episodes. The second time around, still one of my favorites. Can't wait to get to the rest of it.
I enjoyed this. I also enjoyed the fact that we look not a whole lot, but a little bit deeper into that very kind of contentious relationship that Troy has with his dad. And because, like I said, they have a breakthrough in this, but you still find the reason of, okay, there's a reason he's doing what he's doing. He's not trying to necessarily control you, but I enjoyed it.
He's not trying to control him, but he is.
Yeah.
It's a complex
He
situation.
doesn't realize the full extent as a
Yeah.
parent of the harm that he's doing to him.
Right.
He doesn't get it, and
He's
it's a
blind to it.
difficult. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to manage as a black man.
And like I said, that's one of the reasons why I can't fully talk on it, because one, I have no kids, thank God. And I have to decide, I'm not yet decided to destroy my life with children. So I don't know what it is to actually have that thing of, okay, you created this little thing.
Yeah.
This little thing.
You gotta kill it.
Eventually.
No, what the
got real Lifetime movie over here.
Jeez.
Eventually, this little thing is going to grow up and become its own person.
Its own human, right? Its own person.
And you don't know, you're sitting up here trying to control and mold that
Right.
for the eventuality that this thing is going to become its own person. And you still, and I think, in my opinion, a lot of parents are not necessarily ready for that.
Yeah.
They have a hard time kind of breaking away from that.
Right.
I know it is with my parents. But
especially as the kid gets older, the different stages.
It's a balance, and you have to allow kids to go through their different stages and protect them and make them aware of things, but let them learn and explore and figure out who they are on their own to some extent. Like it's
let
a
them touch the hot
balance.
pot every now and again.
Yeah, let them learn.
Hey.
When you bring them around anything white, you got to put some glass in it.
That's
Said
right.
Chris Rock, so they can know that.
White. All right.
Can't trust anything white.
White hurts.
White hurts.
Back.
What you said, Joe?
Man, this is the second time that Troy got his nuts. first time was on the last season when he broke the window and made his own choice. And this time when he stepped to his dad and smoked that joint in front of him. Was the same
Third. We
choice.
could give him the end of the movie where he decided to, step up on his dad like, Dad, you gotta listen to me to end the coon party.
Yeah, but
I'll
that's
give
the
him
movie.
that. But that's at the top of that's technically season 1, episode 1.
Okay. All right, 3 then.
We give him his third.
3.
It's not like it's a lot.
All right, so let's say that
double points for it being the same actor from the movie.
Double points.
Absolutely.
You are the man for that. But,
my nigga said, "Look, I'll take the job."
I think 3 points you could serve him that. But that's my whole thing about this whole episode. It's like, thank you, Troy, for actually getting some nuts, standing up to somebody that that was your biggest fight of all. To find your whole voice was really not only to find your voice in this comic world, to find your voice where your path is, but also to find your voice, to have a voice to stand up to your dad, to have some nuts to stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? To speak up for yourself.
Right.
Not only just to believe in yourself, but really, hey, stand for something.
And as we said earlier, it was really also on top of everything you just said, him figuring out who he is. Period.
Yeah.
Period. Like
in every arena and facet of his life, trying to figure out his identity, and that is a difficult thing. And I love that they use mushrooms as a catalyst to sort of guide him through this journey.
I mean, everybody had to
get the white way.
Yeah.
The white way. He said everybody had to get a certain thing. Because I would never thought, like, that was a perfect way to shake up Coco, getting her pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crazy way to shake up on a future episode with Sam, that I'm not going to say because we're going to get to the episode, most
Right.
likely the next episode. But, you know what I mean? There's certain things that they've been throwing at these characters that shake them up and force them to deal with themselves. Like you said earlier, that's almost like, that's the theme of college, identity. So yeah, show. Go ahead, dear white people. We about to get up out here.
Right, y'all.
Next up, we're going to do episodes 8 and 9. If I remember right, 8 is the Gabe episode.
Yeah.
The lame episode.
Oh, it's going to be
The
interesting. That's the one you
Gabe
don't like, right?
episode.
Yeah.
I like it and don't like it.
Yes.
Was not high on it.
Marty wasn't feeling the Gabe episode, and after that, that's the Sam episode
The
again.
Sam episode.
So I'll take this spoiler. Nope, I don't want to know. I'll find out when we get to it. So anyway, I was about
It's
to
also
use
coming right behind off the heels of this, which I was really high on too the first time. So,
Gabe.
Yeah.
So there might be some merit you might take out. I like the
Maybe.
Gabe episode, specifically the read that Sam gives his ass. So we about to get out here, man. This is that actor guy, Martin Bass Bradford. You can find me on all your social media platforms at Mr. Bats. Spell it out, or you ain't gonna find me. And once again, send all your emails to flywithbats@gmail.com if you want to holler at the main showcast. Send all your emails and recommendations for things to review to reviewingdat@gmail.com to send to be part of the reviewing that cash you dig, and any comments,
Don't send nudes. Or do send nudes. I don't know.
You could kind of send them nudes. You heard me?
Nudes, no dudes.
I think nudes are okay.
You heard me? So see, look, we got nudes both ways.
All right,
What's
maybe a few
wrong with
dudes.
nudity?
So yeah, man. So send all your joints to either one of those emails. Also, like, share, subscribe, comment, and tell your people, man, come rock with us over here at Fly with Bats, becoming a network in a way. What y'all talking about? Let them know where to find y'all.
Hi guys, it's J.Steel. You can find me on Instagram at IamJSteel_. You can also find me on Twitter by the same name. Also go follow at FatGirlNola on Instagram, and go listen to all the wonderful episodes of The Misbelief at TheMisbelief.podbean.com.
Chip.
Your favorite host, Marty. Here you can find me, MartyEdwards 504 on Instagram, Twitter, and Snap at the chat. You can also go to lowrainpictures.com where I host a show called
You sure?
called Marty. It's called Marty.
That's like a
Marty.
freaking old school.
30.
That's an old school Nick and Dice show too. Marty.
Just kidding. Before there isn't a show, I host the show called Your30 with Marty and the Arrogant Observer.
Hi, Marty.
You can't riff like me.
I can't do
Damn,
it.
you can't riff like me.
Clutch the pearls and everything. God damn.
Lamar said nice like this.
It was nice. It was nice working with you.
Oh, Jesus. You can follow me, that is the Arrogant Observer, on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. I am Soulboy30. Check me out on Snapchat if you decide to go on there. That is LWeber584. Then check out ArrogantObserversRants.blogspot.com.
What the cat doing?
The cat's naked.
The cat got a contact high.
Cat's
The
naked.
cat is naked.
Well,
just
cat's,
so dirty.
well, cat's always been naked.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I said.
I've heard that.
Except
I've
for
heard
that
that
one
they are.
time
Unless
he
you
had the
shave the
Steelers
cat.
jersey
Yeah,
on,
you
and
can
he had to
shave
tear
the
up
cat.
Steelers jersey because fuck the NFL.
So you shave the cat.
Do you wax and shave?
Yeah,
You
the
should
cat
You
wax
wax
it.
and shave the cat. See,
Hey,
J.Steel
there's
is our
nothing wrong
resident
with
pervert.
waxing.
I am a pervert, sorry.
Joe.
That's what
Well, at least you know.
That's what I gotta say after like
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's your segue, man.
All right, shave
Safe
cats.
word is sheboygan.
Wax cats and J.Steel perv.
Yeah.
The steel perv.
Hashtag cakes.
The perv of steel.
No, not the steel perv. Sounds like a sex toy.
Passe wow.
It might be.
It's been real, you guys. It's your boy Alpha Joe, fresh out of the gumbo, still deep in the roux. And if you're out in the streets and you're looking for me,
Find that wax cat.
you can find me away from all these motherfuckers after this podcast. Far away.
There's a wax cat on Joe's spiritual journey.
It's
Instead
gonna
of a
wave
dog.
at
I'm
him.
sorry.
There's gonna be a wax cat.
A wax black cat. You walk past.
So for episode 7,
over a
volume
broken
7,
mirror.
we out this bitch.
Under a ladder.
Oh my god,
This is awful.
I'm saying they created my final destination.
He's gonna find a 4-leaf clover.
Jesus
Inside
Christ.
the cat?
Inside the monkey's paw.
What kind of drugs you think I'm about to do? What kind of drugs you think I'm about to be on?
I don't know.
Who said anything about drugs?
This is New Orleans.
You dig? So yeah, y'all, thank y'all for listening, man. And for real, blah, blah, blah. We all done it at least once today. That's crazy. And for reviewing them there white people.
Them there.
Reviewing them there white people. We out, man. See y'all on episode 6.
See you later, folks.
My out.